Thank you so much for joining me for the weekly Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle Cards readings. I'm so excited to have you here with me. We're going to be using the Intuitive Life Coaching app to do a weekly overview every Sunday. There are actually this is what it will look like if you download it on your phone. This app is available for your iPhone as well as for Android phones. And there are 4 buttons on the screen. The first one is Readings, which takes you into the different readings you can do. You can do a 1 card, a 3 card, or a 5 card reading. And then there's the Browse button. And if you have the free version, you'll only see 11 cards, but there's actually 77 in this deck. And then there is the journal, which allows you to save your readings by time and date. And then there's the About, which tells you a little bit more about me and Indigo software. So let's get started. Thank you for joining me for this week's Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle card reading. This is for the week of September 21st through the 28th. We're going to do a 5 card reading to look at the energy of the week ahead. You always want to call in your spiritual team, your guides and angels. And as soon as you feel connected, go ahead and click anywhere on the screen and begin to draw your cards. For the situation of this week, we have the Spiritual Growth card. Our emotional challenge is the Shooting Star card. The solution is Limited Beliefs. The coaching advice is Awaken. And the potential for this week is Hibernation. As I tune into the energy of this week, our angels and guides are really coming forward with a very loud message that has to do with, again, it's like a repeating theme from last week, letting go of what's no longer serving us. And it seems that this week, we are really gaining clarity and direction on our life purpose and our path. And that in order for us to continue moving forward in a way that's for our highest good, we really need to get very honest about what it is we're refusing to let go of. They're asking for us to look at repeated patterns, which may have to do with things that keep showing up for us that are happening over and over, like a broken record. It could be a relationship or a situation that we always feel like we are manifesting that exact scenario into our life. That's what the Spiritual Growth card is all about. It's about really looking at what it is that keeps happening to us. And if something keeps happening over and over and over again, then that is a message that we need to look at and be willing to see the truth about why we keep creating this for ourselves. What beliefs do we have that keeps creating this scenario? And I know in last week too, and combining with this week, is there's a lot of energy around learning to love ourselves and allowing ourselves to be free to be who we really are, and being okay with who we really are, and being okay with the fact that we don't have to keep trying to please everyone else around us. It says, you may feel as if you're in the waiting room of life. If you feel like there is no movement, it's most likely because you're experiencing a lesson that is required for your spiritual growth at this time. This is a soul lesson, something you need to understand and learn before you end this cycle and begin a new one. The way to find these lessons is to look for repeated patterns. Do you have unhealthy relationship patterns or situations that seem to repeat themselves like a broken record? If you do, take a very close look at at these situations and ask yourself what it is you need to learn from this so that you can move forward. You could be breaking free from old beliefs such as fear, poverty consciousness, or unhealthy dysfunctional relationships. This card comes to you to encourage you to do the inner work necessary to learn your soul's lesson. Then you can apply these lessons to open doors that you never thought were possible. Go within and you will soon see the beauty in the situation. When you learn this lesson, you'll finally be free to choose a new song and dance. So we're looking for repeated lessons. If we're going to do the inner work, because in the potential card we have hibernation, so this week is all about doing the inner work and allowing ourselves to let go of these things that we may be scared of letting go of. Our emotional challenge is the shooting star, and this card is showing us that we are ready to shine. We are ready to step forward in our potential. We are ready to be who we really are. We are ready to live life to the fullest. But if it's in the emotional challenge card, it means that we are not allowing ourselves to move forward, that we're still in some way standing in our own way and keeping ourselves from completely trusting that it's okay for us to shine. Let's look at this card. It says it's go time for you. The time is here and it's now. You have acquired all the knowledge that you need and you're emotionally mature enough to handle it. You have something special and unique to offer the world. Dream big and reach for the stars. What you're about to let yourself step into is you at your fullest potential. You have learned all that you need to learn and you have all the resources even if you don't think you do. You are ready and your unique abilities are needed now. This is a sign from your guides and angels. They are saying, yes, you can do this. You are ready. Get out there and touch the lives of many with your unique gifts and abilities. Open your arms out wide and say to the universe, put me where you need me most. Put me where I can be of most service. Now sit back and get ready for your life to take on a completely new direction. You can do it. The sky is the limit. So as I'm reading that, I'm getting a message about how our life is getting ready to take on a completely new direction. We are getting ready to be that shooting star, and all of these amazing possibilities and opportunities are before us now. And again, this week we're clearing out the old because we are getting ready to take off and we are moving out of our own way. And it's a process. So take the time this week to do the inner work, to ask the questions. Ask questions about why you're not allowing yourself to do the things that you know you need to be doing right now, that you really feel guided. If there's something you're guided to do this that you haven't been doing, this week is the week to look at that, to look at why you're not allowing yourself to do what you know in your heart is time to do. And they're showing us by having the limited belief in the solution card that is part of the reason why we're stopping ourselves and not allowing ourselves to be that shooting star, is because we have limited beliefs still that we really need to take a look at that may be getting in our way. This situation calls for reprogramming your belief system. Throughout our life, we have adopted many beliefs that are not our own. Beliefs such as money does not grow on trees, you can't have your cake and eat it too, and other beliefs that say we're not good enough. Until we identify these beliefs and replace them, they continue to run in the background. They create havoc and chaos in our lives. This situation calls for reprogramming. It's time to take a look at all the beliefs that you have that are not serving your highest good. Find a quiet space. Think of the problem that you're facing and write out all of the automatic thoughts that you have related to the situation. You can find your hidden beliefs by observing your thoughts. These beliefs can change, and they will, as long as you take the time to identify it and replace them. When we take the time to identify and question our false beliefs, we bring them into the light and they're no longer hiding in the shadows. Once we bring them into the light, they are no longer have as much power to run our lives. Today, take the time out to ask the question, what beliefs do I have that are no longer serving my highest good? Our coaching advice is awaken. It says you're no longer letting people dictate your life and run it for you. So as we're doing the inner work, this is really where we are headed. We are allowing ourselves to be who we are and making no apologies for it. We are allowing ourselves to trust our own decisions, and we're not looking outside of ourselves for people's approval as much. One of the messages that I'm getting around this card is the importance of making our own decisions. When we stop making decisions because we want other people's approval before we make the decision, that is a huge thing that we're doing to ourselves, sometimes at an unconscious level, that is sabotaging our efforts. So be okay with following your own guidance, with trusting yourself to make the decision that's right for you. You are awake, you know who you are, what you want, and what is most important to you and how to achieve it. You know who you truly are on a soul level, and you're no longer letting people dictate your life and run it for you. What was previously hidden is now out in the open for you to see. You're no longer seeing the world through the same eyes. You are seeing the world in a new way, through your soul's eyes. This awakening is truly inspirational for all those around you. You're inspiring others and leading the ways for others to awaken to their true selves. The veil has been lifted, and you're one of the awakened souls that is leading the way for others to awaken to their truth. And the potential card is Hibernation. So this is a week of really going inside, and we might need to be alone this week. We might need to just take time out to get away from all of the chaos around us, to get away from everyone else and what everyone else might be expecting from us, so that we can begin to get clear about what it is we want. But I'm getting a big message also about recharging, because it feels like a lot of busy energy, a lot of things going on for us. And if we're going to follow our inner guidance, if we're going to heal, if we're going to allow ourselves to be who we are, to do what it is we truly want to do, then we have to take time to recharge. We have to take time for meditation. We have to get the appropriate sleep and rest that we need. It's time to withdraw from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Take time out in meditation and rest. Pick up a good book, watch a good movie, take a nap, or take time to just be. Being alone is the best way to gain clarity about your life's direction. Learn to enjoy spending time alone. When we're always being and doing for everyone else, it's easy to neglect our own needs. Make yourself and your inner needs a priority now. When you take time out to be in your own company, you'll gain a new perspective that will guide you in the right direction. So today, ask yourself what you need and be willing to listen. Rest and relaxation are extremely important to live a balanced life. Don't get caught up in meaningless feelings of guilt because you're making yourself a priority. Those who give to themselves have more to give to others. Make yourself a priority. It's time. So as I was reading that card, the word guilt really stood out for me. It's a huge message for us. If we're going to move forward, if we're going to be honest with ourselves, if we are going to do what it is we've been guided to do, we have got to let go of the guilt and shame around being true to ourselves and making our needs a priority right now. So this week is all about doing the inner work, being okay with who you are, self-love, and letting go and getting out of our own way. Thank you so much for listening to this week's Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle Card Reading. My name is Kelly T. Smith, and you can find me on my Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Intuitive Life Coaching with Kelly. You can also find me at my website at www.intuitivelifecoachingwithkelly.com. Thank you again for listening, and have a wonderful week.